Today on Steve Rob Reviews, I've added a new tool to the workshop, and it's one of these punches. It's a punch on one side, a flange tool on the other. This one here is 3/16. Actually, it's spec'd out at 5 mil. So let's take a look at it and let's see what I'm going to use it for, because I'm not going to tell you right now, but in the future, I'm going to use this on a project that has only ever been welded before. And I'm going to use rivets. And this is the main idea behind me buying this tool, is so that I can put in a lot of rivets without drilling a lot of holes. Let's go over to the bench. Let's take a look at it. Well, here we go right here. For a lot of you, you've never seen a tool like this before. And if you take a look right in here, you can see where there is a punch and a hole. And on the other side, you can see how this has a step up here. Well, that's a flange tool. I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. But the whole idea behind this is to get that punch to make a hole, to use these 3/16 rivets. Now this particular one says that it'll go through 14 gauge sheet metal. I'm going to demonstrate it on thinner. I'm using 16 gauge. I don't think I'd ever use 14 in the first place. But let's take a look and let's see how it works. Well, the first thing I would say is a lot of people don't know what their air pressure is. They go over to their air compressor, they take a look at the reading, and what's at the end of your 50-foot hose is not the same reading. So get yourself one of these, just a small little cheap pressure gauge, and find out what the actual pressure is at the end, because you can't expect an air-operated tool to perform when it's supposed to call for 90 psi, and at the end of this hose was not 90, but my gauge on my air compressor showed 90. So you have to actually check. Get one of these. They're very cheap. Make it yourself. I think this total cost altogether is like $6 for one of these. So let's get to it right now. Okay, so there we go right there. 16 gauge. Just put the tool on here. Pull the trigger. Now you see that hole? Like that was like went through like nothing. And that's 16 gauge. So the whole idea behind this is the rivet. Now it's just barely dragging on that hole to go in. And that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so let's take a look at this being used as a flange tool. Okay, so let's take a look at the tool here, and you can definitely see there how there's an offset. And you can see how it actually goes along and then drops. So let's just put the tool in here, and as you go along, you could see it's making a nice offset flange. I hope you can see that, but I will show you a better picture of it. And this is when you want to overlap another piece of metal on here so it's the same thickness. Well, what do I think about this tool? I'll tell you something. That was the first time I tried it. I have never tried this tool before until I showed you, and I think it's just awesome. I decided to go for the 5 mil punch rather than the 3/16, because 5 mil is just a hair bigger than 3/16, and that's what I wanted, because so many times, if all of you have ever tried putting rivets in, if you try to put a 3/16 rivet in into exactly a 3/16 hole, many times it's going to bind going in, and this goes in perfectly. So let's take a look at the plates here, and you can obviously tell they are very nice, clean holes. There's no burrs on the back side or anything. And the flange tool, I don't know if that's going to come in good or not, but you can definitely see right there how it makes a nice flange. So you can put two pieces over top of each other like that, and what you'd normally do is you'd put a whole bunch of holes here first, make your flange, put this over top, and then spot weld inside them holes if you wanted to, or rivet. So I hope you like this, and stay tuned for the future. It's going to be a little ways off, but I think it's going to be like a winter project where I'm going to build something that's never been done before out of rivets. You've only ever seen this product welded. So thanks for joining me here today, and I hope you like this little bit of a review on this hole punch flanger. And you know, this was only 60 bucks. So I mean, for most people, yeah, it's a great addition to the shop. You guys come back again if you haven't seen this channel before. Well, you're welcome to subscribe. And stay tuned for that special project coming up, because it's going to be a doozy. Cheers.